I'm Katie Coronado. Thank you for joining us. Now tonight's big stories. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are back on the campaign trail this evening on the heels of their 21st debate. Well, speaking of enjoying nice weather, a Temple Terrace man isn't afraid to go for a dip in the Hillsborough River. Yeah. A good moment now that Eduard is heading over to Louisiana and Texas to remind everybody here to prepare.
That's right. Now is the time. Get all your supplies. Don't be that person.
Thank you. And in tonight's 8 on Your Side medical report, a new test is revealing more people have HIV than researchers first thought. A Pinellas school teacher is in jail tonight on child porn charges that could send him to prison for a very long time.
On Your Side.
Tonight, another problem for Freddie Mac, and it looks like fewer people are shopping for all-natural foods. Margaret Brennan has tonight's News Channel 8 Business Report. Keith, this just unfolded a few hours ago when the Manatee Sheriff's Office received an anonymous tip with information about missing baby Sandra Cruz Francisco. Now, I visited the home of the baby's parents just a few hours ago, and the mother told me this woman did pose as an immigration official when she went to take her baby over for a doctor's exam. And she pretty much said, if you don't hand over the baby, you're being deported to Mexico. Rosa Cirillo Francisco says this woman, Amalia Tabata Pereira, posed as an immigration official and approached her at the Plant City Health Department on Monday afternoon.
Tenía cita mi niña.
Pereira, who introduced herself as Janet, said she wanted to talk in private. So she drove Cirillo Francisco and her baby to a nearby cash and carry, where she told Cirillo Francisco there were immigration agents at her house ready to deport her and the baby's father to Mexico.
Y no puedes ir ahorita a tu casa porque...
Then they drove to the strawberry fields where the 2-month-old's father works, and the woman repeated the story. The couple says they feared deportation, so they did as Pereira asked. Pereira and Cirillo Francisco then headed back to the health department, where the baby's mother handed her over to the woman. Later that afternoon, when Cirillo Francisco spoke with relatives, they realized something wasn't right. That's when they called authorities.
But what we want to do is just let everybody know that how well the Amber Alert works. Putting out information out, got the public calling in with some good information, which led to the recovery of Sandra.
Authorities say Pereira turned herself in at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office around 3 this afternoon, and the baby is in good condition. Now, just moments ago, we learned the baby is being transported from Manatee County, and it's being brought right over here to the Plant City Police Department, where the father told me, I spoke with him a couple of minutes ago, and he said they're very happy. They're waiting for their baby. And now I did also speak with the police department here about whether there are any immigration issues or not and how that would work. And he pretty much said that would be, if there are any issues, in the hands of immigration. And they pretty much did what they had to do. Their focus was finding baby Sandra. Live in Plant City, Katie Coronado, News Channel 8. It's a multi-agency effort to keep things under control during the Super Bowl, and this area will be under tight security. Deadly Ike made landfall in Cuba as a Category 3 hurricane. The eye passed just south of Camagüey. Falling utility poles crushed cars and brick buildings were blown to rubble. Among the Bay Area Cuban community, Ike is causing fear and frustration for family members. Alfredo Moreno calls his family in Cuba from this store on Columbus Drive. Today he spoke with his sisters Lucila and Teresita. Alfredo is frustrated there's little he can do to help.
We agree about not doing business with Cuba, but think that we should be able to help families who need money and medicine.
His sister Lucila lives in Holguín, Cuba, the province where the hurricane touched land. She told me how well the Cuban government is handling the crisis. She says the government issued warnings on TV and radio, even distributed food before the storm hit.
And that's what they're going to tell people to say.
Ralph Fernandez, a Cuban-American lawyer in Tampa, says Cubans couldn't say anything different.
And that's what anybody that you interview, and that's a problem, cannot get away from the party line, because otherwise they suffer the consequences.
Meanwhile, people like Rafael Almaguer say they wish the U.S. would lift the embargo at least for a month so they can help their loved ones during this devastating time. Katie Coronado, News Channel 8. Stacey, I wanted to know the specifics of Senator McCain's position on worker programs and how he would fix current immigration problems. During his explanation of a bill he supported, but one that immediately failed, McCain said illegal immigrants would be rounded up. So I asked him if being rounded up means he would support raids.
The whole key to it is that people who want to come to this country and come illegally will have full and certain knowledge that once they get here, they can't get a job because of the temporary worker program and the tamper-proof biometric documents. And then they will either leave, they will be rounded up, they will be apply for citizenship, we'll put them on a path to citizenship.
So rounding up in terms of raids would be okay? Is that the same as, like in terms of, would you be able
what
to...
What did I just say?
Rounding up. No, you said, I'm sorry, you said rounding up. No, you said
that would be okay.
No, you said rounding up. You said rounding up, so I'm just clarifying that it's not that. Rounding up meaning how would you round these people up that are already here illegally?
After that exchange, Senator McCain explained how he wants business owners held accountable if they employ illegal immigrants. He believes that step will lead to fewer illegal immigrants finding work, so they will go back home on their own. He later apologized.
By the way, I understand how important the issue is. I didn't mean to be...
No, that's okay. I understand. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, Stacey, Senator McCain never used the term raid. Back to you. This is one of the grow houses police busted early this morning in Operation Family Tree. You can still see some of the evidence left behind. Days after Animal Services officials took her into custody, Niecy is barking and showing signs of affection. On Saturday, officials say they found her with another dog who didn't make it in an apartment bathroom without food or water, while the man who lived there was away for 2 weeks. Neighbors say they think the person responsible should face serious punishment.
To go on vacation, it's making me think of the people that left their kids and went on vacation. I mean, sick.
Meanwhile, Animal Services officials continue the investigation.
The next step will be, of course, to get proper and legal ownership of her from the owner. If not, we will naturally petition for custody.
For now, they say the puppy seems to be doing better.
We've been able to take the catheter and the collar off. She is eating and drinking freely. She's a big eater.
Animal Services officials say even though Niecy still has health issues, she's slowly getting stronger, and they say that's a good sign.
She still has her issues that we're going to have to watch. She came to us with parasites. She still has the cherry eye that has to be dealt with surgically. She's still way too young to be away from mommy in the first place.
Officials say these types of cases involve more than just animals, and those with little regard for the life of animals may extend that feeling toward people. Well, it's felt like the perfect weather to be outdoors today. It's true. Well, that wraps it up for us here on News Channel 8 at 10. We'll be back tomorrow night right here on MyTV Tampa Bay.